All right, guys, I hate to do this, but we're going to have to take a good, a bad, and an ugly look at this knife from a company I expected more from. So stay tuned so you can see what it is. Guys, as you can see, we've changed the way we do these videos a little bit. If you like it, let me know in the comments. If not, we can go back to the way it was, but I think I like this a little better. It's a little higher. This is not the typical type of video I would want to do, especially when you consider that this is a knife from a company that I really think has provided us one of the best budget knives on the market, the Miguron velona. So Am8 and Miguron, they're the same company, but this is the Preyert 2 by Am8 Knives, and it's got some good points, it's got some really bad points, and then it has some ugly points. So we've got the good, we got the bad, and we got the ugly. We're gonna do it Nick Shabazz style. So first things first, let's get some specs out of the way. This is a flipper done in S90V. So you're looking at an overall length of 8.18 inches. It's got a blade length of 3.5 inches, and it's an attractive drop point blade. Like I said, it's done at S90V with blade stock thickness of 0.145, and it's got black PVD coat. The blade HRC is 59 to 61, and handle length is 4.65 inches, done in titanium. And like I said, it is a frame lock flipper. So we'll do a quick size comparison. We're only going to do two knives. Your first knife's going to be Benchmade 940. You can see the 940 is a good bit smaller. That's a knife most of you guys will know for size comparison. And your final knife for size comparison, as always, is the Chris Reeve Sebenza Large 21. You can see they're pretty much 1-for-1 in length on this. So let's get this out of the way and go ahead and crack into the things about this knife that I like, and the other stuff that I'm not so crazy about, and the stuff that I hate. So there are a bunch of good things about this knife. It is done in quality materials. You got S90V, AL4V titanium, ceramic bearings, ceramic detent ball. The machining on it is amazingly done. We had another Miguron that came in. It was a Tonto version that Jared had sent me that had almost the same style handle and this checkering, and their machining is beautiful. It really is beautifully done. It's a very attractive knife. It has some really cool lines to it. You got a lot of cool facets on the blade. The blade grind looks good. You've got this this aperture that you can reverse flick off of. And I mean, it's got a really good action. The blade shape on it, like I said, really good looking blade shape. You've got an area here you can get your thumb up on, which I like, this curved out area. And it gives this clip point, drop point style blade a very attractive look. And like I said, the action on it is really good. Even it's got a little bit of a sound to it, but that does not play into the action. It's not gritty. It is just shy of drop shot, just a little jiggle. So that's the good stuff. Let's get that out of the way. So there's the good stuff. We're gonna do some bad stuff. So hang on and we'll crack into the bad stuff. Now, the reason this video is going the way it is because that's the only good things so far. So we're getting into some bad stuff here, and the bad stuff is pretty bad. And then there's some ugly stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this thing is hotspot city. It really is. There's hotspots all over this. This is very sharp, very acute. When you've got it in your hand, it just feels uncomfortable and sharp and angular everywhere. Even though it looks like it's been rounded pretty well, that is still really sharp. It's really sharp here on the lock bar where that is at. That digs into your finger a little when you're in on it, especially if you're trying to do some heavy cutting. Next thing, lock bar access. You've got this area here. They've left this open and they left it out, but they made this so acute and sharp and then jumped it that it's very sharp. It is uncomfortable and it's tight. It's not a lot of room to get in on that, especially if you got big fingers like me. It just feels tight and cramped. Even though it's up high and I can get on it, then it just feels really thin and sharp. It absolutely does. The lock bar tension cutout, this is just, there's no, they didn't chamfer anything on that. That's like, you could plane wood with that. It's like a wood processing piece right there. Very, very sharp, catches on stuff, catches on the material of your pants. Next thing, it's a pocket shredder. This pocket clip is, while it's a nice looking pocket clip, in and out of pocket, there's so much tension on it that it forces down into this checkering and then down into this. And you can see there is pocket material under it. It shreds the tops of the pockets on a pair of jeans. And then it does not want to go into a pair of 511s at all with the reinforced pocket at the top. 511s have got a reinforced pocket at the top for a knife to go in and out to prevent the pocket shredding. It just does not want to go in at all. It's got a really weird balance in hand. Like, the weight distribution on this knife is weird. I can't put my finger on why it feels weird, but the weight distribution on it just does not feel right. And then it's not bad right now, but it's got some lock stick that it just like squeaks and sticks. And I've cleaned it up a couple times, but you can see right there, I put a little bit of pencil on the lock face, and it kind of helped, but it still has a little bit of lock stick, and not so much when you first flip it open, but after you've been cutting. Like, I think when you're cutting, you're squeezing in on this and it sticks a little. So there's the bad stuff. Now, there are some truly ugly horrendous knife things about this that we're going to talk about right after you guys hear from Coffee Brand Coffee, this channel sponsor. Guys, I have made it abundantly clear that I live my life purely fueled on caffeine and inappropriate thoughts, so it only makes sense that I would partner with a company like Coffee Brand Coffee. Coffee Brand Coffee is providing you coffee that is roasted to order, delivered to your door with no politics. We get enough politics in our day-to-day life. We don't need it in our entertainment or in our breakfast beverages. So go check out description down below. There is a link to Coffee Brand Coffee. Save 5%. You can also use my coupon code CrazySharp when you order. It directly supports the channel. Big shout out. Thanks to Coffee Brand Coffee for sponsoring this video. So to preface the bad things about this knife, we got to look at the price point, because these are $185 on Migueron's website. At $185, I would not expect to see any of these issues. First and foremost, it has got a horribly misground edge. Can you see? And this has been sharpened a few times. We'll get into that in a second. You can see it's been resharpened. Horrible misgrind. There's still a low spot here on the back. You can see where there's still factory edge here, even after I sharpened it a couple times. Very, very asymmetrical edge. Can you see it right there? Very, very asymmetrical edge on this. And even after resharpening, I haven't been able to get rid of it completely. It would take a complete and utter reprofile to get rid of that. Next thing, it doesn't cut well. I think that might be one of the worst things about it. It just does not cut well. I tried multiple different edges on this to see if maybe, maybe just I wasn't giving it the aggressive edge that it wanted. This knife, it has the exact same edge as my S90V Spyderco PM2, and it just does not do the things that I would expect it to do cutting wise. It just doesn't. I think it's just the ergos of the knife and how it approaches. You never finish a cut. So you'll start here and it slips out of the cut before you ever even get through the material you're cutting. And then I had a real question about the heat treat on this, because you heard me say I've sharpened this several times. I've sharpened this several times at different grits, and I'm going to tell you, it has not held the edge the way I would want. If I can catch it on here and get it to glint. This was just recently resharpened and I retested. And that's why we're doing this video today. I was like, I'm done testing with this knife. This has got spots where you can just see and you can feel it. The edge is just almost like it's chipping, or it's just peeling away. I don't know. And I sharpened it on diamond. I sharpened it to 1,000 grit. It's currently at 400 grit. I sharpened it to 600 grit. I sharpened it to 1,200 grit, and none of those edges held. So this has been sharpened several times. So if it was a matter of the edge grind that they put on it, that heat treat wasn't good, or that it got burnt when they ground the edge. I think we would be past that now, and it just doesn't seem to want to hold. So I have a very, very serious question about the heat treat on this. So that when you combine it with a $185 price point, this is an absolute no for me. It's something I just can't justify the price. It looks cool and it does have a couple cool features, but I'm really hoping that this is not indicative of their S90V, because I have another knife that came in from Jared from Am8 that is in S90V. So already kind of a long video, pretty negative. I apologize, guys. Let me know what you think about this viewing height. I think it works better because you can see the whole mat and we can do sizes and things like that on it. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
Yeah, guys, that was pretty disappointing. I was expecting a lot more from this, especially with how good the Migron Velona is. The Migron Velona is just amazing. And it's so much cheaper than this. $185, just no way I can recommend it. The good, the bad, and the ugly, typically I reserve that for knives that have got like horrendously bad things. So, yeah, let me know if you guys like the new height we're doing for these videos. It gives me a little bit more room to work and I can do things from a higher angle, and it's not as cluttered. I don't feel like it's as tight. It gives you a better view and we can do a lot more stuff. Just let me know in the comments. If you want to support the channel, you already saw Coffee Brand Coffee. They're a channel sponsor, but the best thing you can do is drop a like. But I also have another channel sponsor, which is Tempered Trail. It's Nathan, the guy that designed the Enigma multi-tool, also known as Rat Bastard. He is doing a lot of cool stuff. Kilties, high-end shoelaces, hand-stitched wallets that he's now taking orders on. He has a coupon code of Crazy Sharp. So does Rosecraft Blades and Ferrum Forged Knife Works. They all share that coupon code. Coffee Brand Coffee, it's built into the link. I've got an Amazon store. If you want to pick up anything, I will put a link to this. It's available on Amazon if you want to try it yourself and see. I don't recommend it, but I have an Amazon store down below. Take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for any Amazon shopping you're going to do. You don't even have to put on pants. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. Supports the channel. And I have a membership down below. It's all tier-based. Everyone that's a member gets access to exclusive content, early access to videos the second I post them, access to the Gilded server, which is basically a private Discord, and the premium and baseline guys are automatically entered into giveaways I do. I have a bunch of knives set aside to give away for them. I just haven't done one for a while. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series that's behind the paywall here on YouTube. So guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you in the next video.